So I had a totally different plan for this week's video, but I tested this money spell and got some surprising results. So I had to share it with you right away. The best part is that it uses no supplies. I mean, unless you count pen and tap water, you don't have extra money laying around for weird or expensive spell ingredients. Me neither. This quick and easy and accessible money spell is just what you need. Coming up next. Welcome to the Witch's Studio. I am, of course, Mickey Mueller, author, illustrator, and witch. Not necessarily in that order. And today we're gonna work a money spell that uses no ingredients, just a pen and some tap water as your tools, and yeah, your personal magic, of course. If this sounds like exactly what you need in your life right now, then give this video a real quick thumbs up and let's get started. You might be wondering where this spell comes from. Well, I've written and published hundreds of spells and books for Llewellyn. In fact, I love coming up with my own spells. Since so many people are in need right now, I wanted to create a money spell for you that's, really accessible using just a few ingredients or no ingredients. And it also had to be a spell that would work. So I came up with the spell myself, and of course, I tested it. So here's the thing. 2 days after the spell, I had an opportunity come out of the blue to help someone with something that was easy for me to do, but just basically an inconvenience for them. I had the time, so of course I was happy to help. It was no big deal. This person was so grateful that they handed me a $100 bill right out of the blue for doing this favor for them. And then a couple days later, I received another $250 from someone who owed me money that I completely forgot about. So it wasn't just money that appeared out of nowhere. I had to pay attention and act on opportunity and then take action in order to receive. This is how magic works. It's not just like coming out of nowhere, but it can awaken your subconscious mind to be open and step into, like the flow of whatever it is that you need. This is great for beginner witches, super easy to do, but it's also really good for experienced witches who just, want to do some quick and easy magic and maybe need some extra cash. Or come on, I'll show you how I did it so that you can do it too. This spell uses a couple of sigils. I want to show you what went into the sigils because I don't want you to feel like you're doing magic when you don't really know what's in it. So the only thing you really need for this spell is a pen, ballpoint pen. I'm using this one from the St. Louis Shakespeare Festival because it makes me happy. I've talked about this before. Sometimes when it comes to money magic, we get in our own way. So I decided the first step would be to create a sigil as a road opener to take away all of those obstacles that we just naturally put in the way of our money magic. So I did a simple letter elimination sigil. I wrote road open. I'm crossing out the vowels, A-E-I-O-N-U, and the letters that are left are the ones I'm going to use for the sigil. It's going to be really simple. So that leaves us with R, D, P, and N. First, I'm going to draw the P and the little bump for the P. That can also be the D. See? And we can just add the little tail and turn it into an R as well. So that encompasses all three letters. And then I noticed, look at that N shape there. If we just extend it upwards, we have the N. So there's our very simple sigil. This is perfect for what I wanted it for because you can actually draw it in one stroke. I like to kind of clean it up a little bit. And then I decided to add these two strokes to the sides to make it actually look like an open road before you. And there it is. So I knew I was going to want to draw this one on the palm of my right hand. So I decided to practice it with my left to make sure that I could do it. And here's the thing I want all of you to know, all right? Do this, practice it a little bit right before you write it on your hand. You'll notice all of these versions are slightly different, and that's okay. I want you to give yourself permission to be a little bit crappy at it because it doesn't have to be perfect to be magical. You know what it means in your heart, and that's all that matters. Because when it comes to removing obstacles, sometimes you just have to go forward and do it and not worry about it being perfect. This next one is even simpler. It's just a couple symbols kind of stuck together to create a symbol that represents the concept of money being drawn in infinitely towards you. Again, wanted to keep this super simple, so I started with four arrows representing the four directions, money coming in from anywhere, because I want you to be able to be unlimited in the possibilities. Now I'm drawing a dollar sign because I live in America and that is the money, the currency that we use here. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't receive money from other resources outside of the US, but it's the symbol that I most deeply associate with currency. So that's what I'm using. And part of the reason that I wanted to show you my process is because you could turn this into a love spell if you put hearts or some other symbol. What else do you want to draw into your life? Never be afraid to take the idea concept of a spell, change it up, and make it work for you. Sure, I could just show you the spell and hand you the sigils, but I want you to have some agency in your magic. Okay, really quick, because I know that I'm going to get people asking me this in the comments. I'm just going to show you right here. Wherever you live, if you have a different symbol for currency, you can use that symbol too. Here, I'm doing the symbol for the euro. Wherever you live, you've got some kind of symbol that you relate to money. That's the one that you use. Whatever feels to you like money, because it's all about what's happening in your mind and in your heart and in your energy. If you're trying to get a job, could you put the initials of the company that you want to work for? Yeah, you could. If you wanted to get a house, could you draw just a little house? Kind of real simple little Monopoly looking house. Yeah, you absolutely could. You can use this spell for all different things. This one, we're going to work for money. Of course, you don't have to go through this because I've already created the sigils for you. You can use them as is or alter them slightly. Of all the steps I just showed you, the only one I would recommend is practicing that road opener sigil with your non-dominant hand, because that one can be a little bit dicey, but you can do it. It's very simple. And don't forget, you don't have to show up perfect in your magic. You just have to show up. So the way I did this spell is I did it right before bed, and you're going to be drawing sigils on the palms of your hands and sleeping with them there overnight. So which one goes on which hand? It depends on which your dominant hand is. The dominant hand is the one that you write with. And for my fellow neurodivergent people, just pick up a pen and see which one it is. I forget all the time, my left from my right. Your non-dominant hand in magic is considered your receptive hand. It's the hand you bring things in with. Your dominant hand is the one that you send things out with. Your dominant hand can also be the hand that you block things with. If you raise a hand to say, no, I don't want that, which hand is it going to be? It's going to be your dominant hand. That's just the natural way that we do it. So the road opener sigil is going to go on your dominant hand, the one that you tend to block things with, because we want to unblock what's being blocked. And the money drawing sigil will go on our non-dominant hand, or as it's called, the receptive hand. Now is your moment to be perfectly imperfect and don't even worry about it. Just jump in and do it. We start with the road opener sigil because we want no barriers for our abundance. It's important here to know you don't have to draw it really, really dark, but you do want the lines to just show up a little bit. And you might need to test your pen out a little bit on a piece of paper, so have one handy because might need to clear some of the oils or stuff that builds up on the pen as you're writing on your hand. As you're drawing on your hand. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And yeah, the next one's a lot easier because you get to draw it with your dominant hand, the hand that you usually draw and write with. So we'll just put those arrows coming in from all of the four corners of the earth, drawing money towards the palm of your hand. Then we're going to put the infinity symbol in the middle because we are unlimited. Oh, I'm going to get demonetized, which, let's face it, would be a ridiculous thing to happen when you're doing a money spell, but I don't think I sang it well enough to possibly get demonetized. And now I'm adding my symbol of currency and wealth. You can use whatever symbol of currency and wealth you like. I found that I kind of had to twist my hand around a little bit to make sure it was right side up on all of the sides. So I figured I'd show you that so that you can kind of figure out how to do it for yourself. Do a little bit of like contorting yourself around to make it work. I mean, have fun with it. We're drawing on our hands like we're in middle school. Okay, and that is what it looks like. Now we're going to place the palm of our hands together, and I have an incantation for you. We're going to repeat this 3 times. I open the road. I invite wealth in. On the path of success, I now begin. I open the road. I invite wealth in. On the path of success, I now begin. I open the road. I invite wealth in. On the path of success, I now begin. Receive, receive, receive. And now you have activated those sigils. If you decide that you want to do this spell right before a job interview or something important like that, you might use a red pen instead of the black pen because it can be hard to wash it off in the morning a little bit, and that red pen's going to disappear on your skin and not be noticed as much if a little bit's left in place. You do this spell right before you go to bed, after you've washed any dishes, washed your face, or anything like that that you need to do. That way it stays on overnight. You might even receive inspiration in a dream for a way to receive money, but if you don't or you don't remember your dreams, don't worry. It's still working in your subconscious mind, allowing you to step into the flow of abundance. When you wake up in the morning, rub your hands together under cold water. At first, don't use soap, just use water and imagine the water clearing away all the blocks to money down the sink and the flow of money coming to you at the same time. Really cold water is a way to wake up your mind first thing in the morning, and it will help to power this spell at the very end. Once you've scrubbed the best you can with just the water, you can go ahead and grab for some soap if you need it. Don't use a towel at this point on your hands. Just let them air dry to set the spell. Once you have done that step, you can wash your hands anytime you want, put on lotion, do the dishes, clean the litter box, whatever it is you need to do with your hands, you're good to go. Now that the spell is done, you can go about your life, but pay attention to opportunities and keep your heart open. And if the spell works for you, come back and let us know in the comments. And if you plan to use this spell, I'd love it if you give this video a thumbs up as a way to say, thanks, friend. And if you're seeing this video while it's still new, brand new mouth, just got it today. Yeah, anyway, I think if you're seeing this video in the first week or so, there's something new down there. There's a hype button, and you can just like go over and just like boop, give it a boop for me. And the hype button is something that YouTube has added to give you power to boost a video and help others in need find videos that you found useful too. And it's a free way to thank some of your favorite smaller creators. And hey, if I'm one of them and you haven't already, that subscribe button down there, that's free too. And it helps you find your way back here to the Witch's Studio. And it also helps me to build this channel for you and for the community. And it's basically a win-win. Thanks again for visiting me here. And if you want to hang out a little more, I have a few videos here that you might also enjoy. I will see you next time. Until then, I hope that you stay safe, happy, and healthy. And remember, as always, to be your magic. Bye, everybody.